ESA members, today we will briefly discuss the latest legislative happenings, the new capital litigation, and then on to the new A through F formula. At the legislature, budget talks are continuing, but a new bill or bills should be out soon. The battle continues to focus on funding the universities. Legislators simply don't like the governor's proposal for bonding and sales tax breaks. Both the Senate and the House are interested, however, in a 1% teacher raise for this year and a possible 1% next year. That would be roughly $34 million this year, as well as some funding for new school construction. And we are also hearing a potential $2.6 million to help rural districts with the Prop 206 wage increase. Why not urban districts and others as well? That's the influence of rural legislators. The governor's $38 million proposal, yes, that's more than the teacher salaries. The $38 million proposal for results-based funding is still very much alive. We're arguing against it. We'll see what happens. But now what we're hearing is that it will be based on the new A through F grades for schools rather than the previous formula, which held some back for schools with greater than 60% free lunch. So we'll see how that shakes out. Capital funding. This Monday, the litigation was filed. The plaintiff group includes ASA, AEA, the Arizona School Board Association, the Arizona Association of School Business Officials, and Elfrida Elementary, Chino Valley Unified, Crane Elementary, and Glendale Elementary, and two private citizens, Kathy Connect of Peoria and Jill Berrigan of Levine. Why? Why are these being funded? Could it be the $4.56 billion that has been cut since 2009? And the fact that capital funding is lower than it was in 1993? Why, yes, I think those could be two reasons. Well, the A through F odyssey is over. I will try to briefly explain the main outlines of the new formula. In fact, due to our advocacy and that of many other groups, we did win some major concessions, especially in the restructuring of the conceptual framework. Let's look first at K-8, then at the high schools. In K-8, originally 40-40 was the setup for growth and proficiencies, i.e. 80% on AZ merit. Now the ad hoc committee recommended, and the board did approve, 50% for growth and 30% proficiency. Now this is a major change and a victory for our advocacy. However, overall, we're still 80% on AZ merit, 10% on Azella, and 10% on an accelerator / readiness indicator. Now, there's 5 components in this indicator. Component 1, advanced math. Students in grades 5 through 8 who take the AZ merit for high school math. Number 2, decreasing your minimally proficient ELA students in grade 3, or reducing that number to 0. Third, decreasing chronic absenteeism. Number 4, using inclusion for 80% of the day for your special ed students. And number 5, beating the state average on AZ merit from one year to the next with certain ESSA subgroups. Now, I have oversimplified those 5 components, but they essentially are the parts of the Accelerator Readiness Indicator. I have attached the State Board of Education details, which give you more information should you crave every little detail. Now, on to the high schools. Originally 40-40 on growth and proficiency again, it is now 30% on proficiency, 20% on growth, 10% on Azella, 20% on the graduation rate, and 20% on the Career and College Readiness Index. Now, this is a huge change from the original conceptual framework, which had no career and college readiness index. The expansion of the grad rate and the introduction of this index is really the result of the advocacy of many groups and the work of the Career and College Ready Task Force. And it's a huge reduction in the influence of AZ merit on the high school grade, from 80% to 50%. Now, we were not as successful in our efforts to introduce recognition of the special ed population into bonus point calculations. However, we have learned that a reconsideration of the special education bonus point calculations will be an agenda item at the May State Board of Education meeting. So they may come into the formula at the last minute. A couple of reminders. The TEL survey, teaching, empowering, leading, and learning. The deadline has been extended because we're trying for 50,000 educators to respond, so we have very valid, reliable data. That's been extended. Principals, please get your teachers to respond to that survey. Finally, how can your school maximize its chances for getting an A under the new A through F formula? We're going to discuss just that at the annual ASA conference, Ready, Mindset, Grow, held in Tucson, June 11th through 13th. We'll have a panel discussion on just that subject, featuring members of the ad hoc committee who will be talking about ways to make your elementary school and your high school succeed under this new formula. Be there.